So I successfully managed to negotiate these cows. Thankfully they've got loads of calves with them, and there is a bull in the field as well, so I was pretty scared. Thankfully they were all moving away, and I've just managed to nip across in front of that cow. But I've stopped here because this is actually the River Bure, which goes all the way to Great Yarmouth, and oh, there's a little fish just jumped out. It actually marks the end of the Weaver's Way as well when you do get to Great Yarmouth. It's really nice to see its sort of freshwater origins, and then when you actually reach Great Yarmouth, it's all saltwater. What an amazing view that was, looking right down the lake to Blickling Hall. Now the hall itself is Grade 1 listed and dates to around 1620. It was actually built on the ruins of an older hall that was owned by the Boleyn family, one of them famous for being Henry VIII's wife, who apparently still haunts the current building. Now it's all owned by the National Trust now, and they have done since 1940, and it really is a place that you could easily just get lost in the beauty of the park and the lake, and if you've got time, it's certainly worth looking around the hall as well. This is St Andrew's Church, just by the entrance to Blickling Hall, and it's Grade 2 style listed and dates to the medieval period with lots and lots of additions in the 19th century. I just literally started to follow the road opposite the church, which is the Weaver's Way, and noticed this random little brick structure, and I thought, I've seen one of those before. It's actually an ice house, and it's obviously for the hall itself. They're usually like 19th century, I think. But I'm gonna see if I can get some shots inside. It's pretty dark and cold. Having just checked the history of the ice house, it actually dates to the 18th century and is Grade 2 listed. So it's worth noting that Blickling is a potential overnight stop location because the pub has rooms. Now if you're thinking of doing a much bigger opening day, I'd recommend staying at Blickling. Beyond that, you need to seek accommodation in Aylsham, which is about a mile off the route, and then beyond that you're looking at North Walsham, like another 8 miles or so. just heading down this wonderful avenue of oak trees. Stretches for probably half a mile or so. You can see behind me and up ahead, and also an old building up there as well. Now, I've never noticed this before, but it actually looks like this was built as either an approach to the house or part of a garden feature. And having done a bit of research, the house is actually dated to 1686 and grade 1 listed. So I've just briefly joined a very short section of railway line, and it couldn't get any more obvious that I'm on it than that. So the railway line once connected Aylsham to North Walsham, and it ran in this direction, across, over the road, that way. This railway line is actually followed for quite a considerable section as I approach North Walsham, and then tomorrow I'll be following another section around Honing and then into Talon as well. As the Weaver's Way meanders its way around Aylsham, it doesn't ever actually give you a hint as to how close you are until you reach this lovely little bridge that I'm on, with a view straight across this field to the Grade 1 listed church of St Michael in the centre of Aylsham. It literally is only about half a mile over there, and I've also got a lovely view of the back of Old Hall, that Grade 1 listed building that I passed just a few minutes ago. One thing you will notice when you're walking the countryside around Blickling is that there's plenty of country houses. There's another one just over there, and that is Blickling Lodge. That dates to the 18th century and is Grade 2 listed. After a bit of a detour along little country lanes and tracks, I'm finally on the old railway line again. And I don't think I'm going to leave this until I get right into near enough the centre of North Walsham. And I think that's probably about 4 miles away still, so I've got some distance yet to go. From memory, I think there are a couple of buildings associated with the railway line that still exist along here, namely Felmingham Station, but we'll kind of have to see what it looks like and what condition it's in when we get there. When I walked the route like 6 or 7 years ago, it was in a pretty poor state back then, so we never know, it might have fallen down or they might have restored it. I know they're doing a lot of restoration work along the line, but we'll see when we get there. just arrived now at Felmingham Station, and you can see a wonderful section of platform here, and also part of a building, or part of a building, there is a building from the railway line, but I don't know what it was for. I don't know if it's a station house or anything like that. No information board at all, and still in a very sorry state. What a shame. Still, this is like the most substantial evidence of the railway line that I've come across so far, excluding the fact that it's a long straight path. It's quite amazing. Just checked the map, and that road that I just crossed was the last one until I reached North Walsham. I think it's about 1 kilometre further up, and I should be in the town centre.